Hello, this is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is May 24th, 2024, and this is my weekly market review where I'm reviewing the NASDAQ 100, that's QQQ, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only. As we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's jump over here to the NASDAQ and see what we see. The NASDAQ did do kind of what I was kind of expecting this week. So it did go all the way up to an R1 level and stuff. It finally touched that R1 on the quarterly chart and all. And kind of just it's at a point, though, where we can start getting a little resistance and maybe turn around. But let me go ahead and max this and zoom on in here on this quarterly chart. As you can see, we finally hit this R1 that I was kind of expecting us to get to and bounce back. So we are there. Now we got to see what's going to happen. Are we at that point where we're going to get that little pullback like we're seeing on the Dow already, or are we going to continue going higher? Let's go ahead and go down to the monthly chart and see what we see there. On this monthly chart, as we can see, this has been a very strong month for the NASDAQ 100. We are above the 10 moving average, so we are definitely in a bull market. On these quarterly pivots, we can still come all the way, just a couple of more dollars to actually hit an R1 here on these quarterly pivots. And also, it definitely has a little bit more room to go a little bit higher. And the thing is, what I'm also looking at, we're getting there. We're going into the last week of the month. We will be opening above pivot. So now, opening above pivot, I do expect to stay above in this area, but will we get a pullback just like we did last time, and then go? That's a month away. So we still got plenty of time to see what's going to happen here. I'm getting ahead of myself. But let's go ahead and go down to the weekly chart and see what we see there. On this weekly chart, this is what I'm talking about here. We did make that new high, kind of like what I was expecting. I was expecting the Dow to look very similar to this, but it didn't. But the NASDAQ is the one that I like and the one that I trade. I really don't trade the Dow that often and all. And the NASDAQ did exactly what I was expecting it to do. It hasn't quite reached that R2 level yet on these quarterly pivots, on these monthly pivots. This is a weekly chart. And I'm still thinking that we might be able to touch that before we actually get a reversal back to the downside. All right, let's go ahead and quick look at the daily noise and wrap this on up. The daily noise, we had a crazy day. Yesterday, I think that NVIDIA actually popped, but this market actually pulled back quite a bit after that, and because there was a lot of profit taking. Because again, the Qs, NVIDIA is part of the Qs, so we opened way high with the NVIDIA being high, and that some of the other earnings that came out probably on that same day, and all. But right now, we're finishing up the week with a bullish Harami. So this kind of gives me still that even next week, I kind of expect us to maybe make a higher high, on the higher time frames on the weekly chart, and I expect this thing still to probably go higher. We will be opening above pivot. So again, I do kind of, even this R1 is only like this less than about $1 away. So I do expect us next week to at least go to an R1. As you can see, when we do open above pivot, a lot of time we do at least make it to an R1. And our R2 on here is way up here at 65. It's not that far up there. This was a fairly tight week, so these pivots did tighten up a little bit on us. So that's letting us know that we are getting to a point where we might be coming to a reversal point. But I do expect us to still continue a little bit higher before that actually happens. And we just keep watching the charts and see what happens there. It'll give us the daily will give us that early warning sign, and we'll be able to see stuff on the other time frames also. But that's it. That's all I really want to share at this time. This is Solomon, Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week. Have a happy Memorial weekend. Enjoy your time off, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.